Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rusty 78609 in Central Texas at my home base. This is my 2019 Casita Freedom Deluxe, and what we're going to talk about is propane. Inside of that little plastic cover are two 20-pound propane tanks, which are 5 gallons each, which cost you about $15 a piece at today's prices to fill. And this morning I ran out of propane, and I thought, well, hell, I'll just do a video and show you how this stuff works, because it's really pretty simple. What you've got on the top of this little cover lifts off, okay? It's very light, and it just lifts right off when you need to change the tanks, but I'll show you some more about it first. These little things here, you just unscrew them a little bit, and they move over out of the way. And this one's the same way. You just loosen it a little bit, and then I say loosen it a little bit, and I say, there you go. Anyway, and then you can look down in your tank, or in this cover, and you'll see that you've got tank over here, and this tank is empty because it just ran out this morning. This little thing here holds the tanks in place. There's a little clamp that fits over each tank. It's got like a carrying handle place, and you just put that in there and tighten it down. That way they won't be moving around when you're traveling down the highway. But to change tanks whenever one goes empty, what you do is close the valve on the tank that just went empty. That's, in this case, is this one right here. And then you can open the valve on the one that is still full. This tank still, on this side, is still full. So you just, that tank is open right now already because I've already changed it. And then right here is a little lever. And this lever, you can turn it by hand. You can turn it to the left or you can turn it to the right. Right now I've got it turned to my right because this tank is being used for propane and this tank is empty. So what I'll do, since I only use, let me point out something else right quick, two things. One is whenever you replace the tank, this right here, you just hand tighten this, okay? You don't need to use any kind of wrench. The new ones, you just hand tighten it. And then there's also a little hose connection back here that you can see that goes down to here, and this is your regulator. But again, whenever you replace a tank that you have refilled, get you a little spritzer, put you a little dish soap in it, and water, and shake it up, just a little bit of soap, just to make it good and bubbly, and then spray here, here, and here on these connectors on both sides. Why? Because if you see bubbles, that means you've got a propane leak, and that's not a good idea. And so just get you a spritzer, put you some dish soap in it, shake it up, get it bubbly, and go just spray a little in here and here, and just watch it for a few seconds. And if there's a leak, you'll see the bubbles right away, because I used to inspect gas pipelines and different things, and so I know a little bit about that. But anyway, so, and how long will these last? Well, I'll tell you. Let me get this back on here, and I'll tell you. I bought this 2019 Casita Freedom Deluxe in the first week of October this year. And so about 2 days later, I added the two I filled the two tanks. They come empty from Casita. Both those tanks are empty when you get your RV at Casita. So I had them both filled up, I believe it was about October the 5th. So it's been about 70 days. This is December the 17th. And so it's been about 70 days, and I have used one tank, one 5-gallon tank, or one 20-pound tank. So that tells me, that gives me a good rule of thumb. So from now on, what I'll do on my Google Calendar, I will set a reminder after 2 months to remind me to be getting ready for the tank to go dry. And the tank that's empty now on this side, I'll take it to get it refilled in about a week or two. There's no hurry, because this tank on this side will last me about another 70 days. What do I use propane for? I don't have a furnace. I have a 2-burner stove, and I have a propane hot water heater, 6-gallon, that is also electric. You can use the hot water heater as electric, or you can use it on propane. To use it on propane, there's a switch on the inside of the Casita that you turn on, and it will light the pilot for the hot water heater automatically. And I let it run for about, in the winter time, this time of the year, I let it run for about 18 minutes, and I've got 6 gallons of hot water, which is enough to take a hot shower and do a few other things. And I just run it once a day. After it's run 18 minutes, I use my Google home device to set a timer to tell me to shut the timer off, and then I shut the timer off after 18 minutes so I can serve propane. You could leave it on. The little pilot light's not going to use that much. A lot of people just leave their burner on all the time, the pilot light, so they don't worry about turning it on and off. But that is the hot water heater right there. That again, it is propane and electric. And right underneath here, you'll see there's a switch. Let me see if you can see it. It's right here. I don't know if you can see that too clearly, but that's the switch for electric, and you just turn it to electric. If you're say you're staying in an RV park or somewhere where you're hooked up to electric, but you've already paid for it with the price of the overnight fee. So that's it for propane, guys. Now, again, I don't have a furnace, but I do have the 2019 Casita. Comes with a roof AC that includes a heat strip. Does it work? Yeah, I've run it a few times. Of course, I'm here at my home base where I've got shore power. You couldn't run that off of solar at all. You probably might be able to run it with a good generator. The heat strip is a 1500 watt heat strip, and it takes it a little while to warm up, but once it gets warm, it's fine. I mean, I've run it a couple of times this year and just to test it, and it works just fine for me. So, but back to the propane, for those of you that have never had an RV or you're thinking about getting your first one, most of the larger RVs come with two 30-pound tanks, and that's a lot of propane. I mean, I had a larger RV that had two 30-pound tanks, and I would use 4 tanks a year. Okay, that's one every 3 months. And that, again, that's using it just the way I'm using it here, as I just mentioned. And these are just 220. I did have a Coachman Clipper Cadet that came with one 20-pound tank, but I bought a spare tank so that whenever I ran out of propane, which always seems to come at the worst moment. Fortunately, this one, I can pat this Casita on the back because it was perfect timing. I was just starting to fix my tea this morning. I drink green tea, and I tried to light the burner and no propane, but I knew it was about time for that tank to be empty, so I checked it, and sure enough, it's empty. But I've already switched the tanks, and I'm back to cooking again or whatever I need to do. But anyway, this is my home base, and this was just a quick overview of propane for RVing, and hope you get something out of it. Maybe it'll help you. But anyway, having said that, I'll pan around here a little bit. Yeah, I have more privacy here than any place I go camping. I live in Central Texas, and I bought a little property here, and I've got a concrete deck with a cover. And it's really nice. I have to say, I really enjoy it. But I do still like to go RVing just for the variety. Variety is the spice of life. So, but having said that, thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye, buy anything you want. But if you think about it, use the link to Amazon products in the description of all of my videos. Why? Because I get a small commission, and it does not cost you 1 penny. What else? Drink plenty of water, stretch, walk, whatever it takes to keep your health. Because without your health, you're not going to be doing much. Stand guard at the door of your mind. Try to think positive and don't let people load you up with a lot of negative crap. And other than that, enjoy your life, and adios, amigos. Bye-bye.